Welcome to the Sold Out Radio 1045 9th birthday celebration, night one.
All right, we are backstage at the Radio 1045 birthday show with our old friends Tyler and Josh, 21 Pilots.
What's up?
Hi.
You're home away from home outside of Ohio. At least we like to think so. You may not think so.
No,
Although
we do
your
think
tour
so.
bus.
Yeah, we like being back here, man.
Yeah, because we have feel like we have a special relationship with you guys. You opened Winter Jam back in 2013. You blew everybody away.
I'd like to think you guys kind of helped raise us.
We wrote
Honestly.
some of your songs
Yeah,
for
there you go. Co-write on this. Yep.
But then I remember you came and played the birthday show. You opened the birthday show that year. And I remember there's some conversations about where everybody's going to go for their dressing rooms. And I said, you got to take care of these guys because we're going to want them to headline some point. And Nostradamus was correct.
That's awesome.
So you guys been on a crazy ride.
Yeah.
Has it sunk in? Does it feel real?
One of Josh and I's favorite things to do is to talk about kind of, just even walking through the halls of this venue and seeing the poster where we were opening up. You know, it's just we point at that and go, man, it's really cool to watch the whole thing grow. And we owe it to our fans and stations like you guys that have believed in us from the beginning and kind of took a chance. So we really appreciate it.
If you could turn back time to the good old days, before 21 Pilots was this huge band playing big amphitheaters, what do you miss most about your early days when the band was first starting out?
That's a good question.
That is a good one.
I miss the van sometimes.
Yeah.
We had kind of like a futon mattress in the van, and we would like sleep in there overnight in like a Walmart parking lot, or just we spent so many hours in that thing, and just came up with like the most like ridiculous like games to play or like just things to pass the time. And that was kind of like we had like four guys with us at the time, and those were some of the most like fun memories of my life. I think that was a blast.
Do you miss playing the small clubs where you were playing before your success took off?
Yeah, there's definitely some of that we miss too. Which I guess if we wanted to, we could go back to that, which would be cool to kind of do more of a
We've talked about doing stuff
smaller
like that.
gigs.
Yeah.
I miss being able to kind of after shows, we would always just have cool conversations with fans and hang out, and it was more like, hey, let's go get something to eat and stuff. I mean, they were so small that you could do that, and it's tougher to do stuff like that now, and I miss that stuff.
You gotta imagine it's very tough because when we do promotions around whether people get to meet you guys or win tickets, and your fan base is just so incredibly passionate. I mean, it's like we see that with very few bands. So, I mean, what is some of like the most enthusiastic demonstrations of fandom that you guys have seen?
Anytime you see someone, anytime what we've made is a catalyst for someone else to make something, whether it's art, like a drawing, or even covering a song, or anything else, creating anything because of something we've created. That's probably one of the coolest feelings, is to know that we were kind of that, a little bit of an inspiration for that, because we just have so many bands and people that have influenced us to do that. So to be that to someone else is a really cool feeling.
One of the coolest things I saw was a video for Stressed Out, which incorporated other people's designs to recreate your video.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's one of my favorites.
You guys always come up with creative stuff like that, though. Actually, recently you, talking about Stressed Out, you changed the lyrics to Stressed Out. You updated them.
Yeah.
What inspired that?
It was just a one show thing, and I don't know, this was the first tour that we did where almost every song that we started playing, the crowd was just like really excited for whichever reason, except for Stressed Out. Every time we played that live, for me it felt like everyone was kind of felt like they weren't allowed to get excited for it or something. Like there's this like inner layer of fans that come to shows that kind of feel like we've been exposed to the outside world, and I don't know, for me that kind of broke my heart because I love that song so much, and it means a lot to me, and I wrote that song for our fans. And so maybe it was a little bit of a I don't know, a moment that I was just feeling insecure about something. So I shifted the words around to talk about how I hope the fans still like that song. And I did that one time, and then online people just kind of like, their response to it was, you know, overwhelming, positive. Like, we like that song. You know, kids were showing me tattoos of lyrics of that song that they've gotten and stuff like that. And I realized, you know, those aren't my songs to change around the way I want. Like, those songs belong to a ton of people, and I shouldn't be ashamed of how that song has kind of like taken off and really done us an amazing service of just getting in front of people. When Josh and I first started talking, we just wanted as many people to hear our music as possible, and in order to do that, you have to have a song that kind of like takes off, and I'm glad it was Stressed Out now, so I feel good about it.
It's sort of a weird phenomenon with a lot of bands where people embrace the band, they get excited, and they're rooting for you, they love you, and then, you know, the mass audience picks up on what you're doing, and all of a sudden it ruins something about that.
Yeah,
and it's kind of weird.
I've felt that for bands I've been fans of, and you know, success at that level, it dies down, it's fleeting, it goes away, and I just like to believe that while we're there for a moment, we're trying to get the attention of people who are going to stick around, the people that we've been wanting to try to get in front of, that we'll take with us for the rest of our career, no matter what's going on in the market or on the radio or anything like that. And so, and you know, it's crazy. Like, alternative radio and the culture surrounding it here in the States is so awesome and healthy and loyal, and that's something that we never want to stray from. It's really a part of us.
And you guys have redefined a segment of alternative radio with sort of a unique genre. We get a lot of music that fits the alternative umbrella, but you guys came in, and at first nobody knew what to make of it, but now it feels quite right on alternative radio. You know, so tribute to you guys.
Oh, thanks.
And
it's mostly Josh's pecs.
Which are quite impressive. You know?
That's what we call our music.
Yeah,
that's the genre.
Every time after I see you guys, I go home, I start doing some push-ups, but yeah, not
Me
quite.
Me too.
Every time we do interviews with you, we go home and work out.
Yeah, I know. Inspiring.
So, you know, not only are you guys big in the States now, you have a pretty big international tour following. I saw a little incident in the UK with the BBC.
Oh yeah.
They kicked you out of your own show. What happened?
They're just kind of strict about safety stuff over there, which I respect. But you know, cutting off the sound system doesn't make anything more safe. So I don't know. We just kind of went after it and did our thing, and
I was the one who turned off the mic.
Did you?
I'm sorry.
He said, I don't want him up there. Get him down.
No, actually, one of the stage manager dudes like went after me, and Josh almost got up off of his kit to like go protect me. And we've talked about, like, man, that would be the coolest show ever. One of these days, if you see Josh just
tackle someone.
That was probably a pretty highly publicized adventure, but touring internationally, going to all these different venues, I mean, you guys must have an adventure every week that's just surreal to you.
Yeah, I mean, our shows definitely don't blend together. There's always something, and when you do a show that the goal is to try to be as aware of your surroundings as possible. A lot of bands get up on stage, they do the thing, and then they leave, and they don't know, you know, what the difference of the venue was. But when the goal of your show is to try to get out into the crowd, to try to understand the difference between one audience and the other, it's very difficult for us to even phone in a show.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be present in order to do it. I think an audience appreciates that.
And one of the things I was thinking about actually during this conversation, but in general, is, you know, going back to the Stressed Out conversation, but for you guys doing that show every night, you know, you having to you know, play the same songs, you know, keeping it interesting, but it sounds like you don't even approach it from the perspective, okay, we're playing these songs that we play. It's more like you try to sort of become one with the show, is to sort of the vibe that I'm getting.
Yeah, I mean, for this, every time we kind of put a new tour together, the first night, you know, it's kind of the same feeling as if we were about to release an album. You know, you're about to show people this thing that you made, and it can be a scary moment. Josh and I have talked about how we don't want to get up on stage and feel like we have every aspect of it. So in the motions that we don't have to think about it. Like we're up on stage and our mind is racing trying to figure out, okay, what's next? What are we going to do next? And it's not until you kind of get into a flow that you really can appreciate what's going on. But we're always trying to stretch ourselves to do is, he told me that he played the trumpet when he was like in like elementary school or something like that. And I was like, all right, well then let's have you play the trumpet live. Like he never plays the trumpet, and it's like in front of 10,000 people. We make him play the trumpet.
You're gonna play the trumpet tonight?
I'll probably play it. It is like a thing, and that's. I feel like we try and push each other or push ourselves and do things that are uncomfortable, because I think that helps you grow in ways, and it also helps you stay in the moment, like you said, and you can't just kind of just breeze through it because you've learned the right chords or you've learned the right drum beats. For me, I think that there are moments in every set for both of us that we really have to be ready mentally and physically for what's about to happen. And we like that.
In the spirit of making things uncomfortable, if I were to allow you to let me join you on stage, what part of the set would you want me to join you on?
You could play the trumpet.
Actually, I used to play the trumpet a long time ago. I still have it, but it's been a long time since I've actually tried to play it.
So it'd either be trumpet or...
I was thinking maybe that red hamster ball. Do you got that with you tonight?
We could throw you in that. I'll tell you what, that thing is that's a leg workout, man.
All right. Now, I believe you guys are basketball fans.
Yeah.
So being from Ohio, I have to assume you're all about Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Is that right?
No. I'm disappointed. It's 3-1. It's not looking good. Going back to Golden State.
Have you canceled any tour dates so you could watch the games real time, or do you have it on the TV on the side of the stage?
As soon as I got off stage last night, went and got our TV from the bus and like set it up in the backstage area and like was streaming the game, and it turned out to not even be that great of a game, but
because they lost.
Yeah, it's never been done before, coming back 3-1.